class, everybody. We're going to be doing Pilates flow. So just kind of flowing through different movements, throwing in Pilates, maybe some other things that you haven't done before. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a quadruped position today on our hands and knees. Want your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips, and spine in neutral. So you're going to feel like the sit bones, the bones at the base of your pelvis, are looking straight back. So we don't want to arch our back. We also don't want to be too rounded. So nice and flat through the spine. Actively glide the shoulders down the back. We're going to take our right leg and just reach it out and then pull it back in. As you go to transfer your weight to your right, so we can do the left side, you want to resist any shifting in your hips side to side. So just kind of reaching it out and then lifting it up a little bit. And as we're doing the movement, again, we're resisting any shifting in our body, and you're also resisting the hips kind of coming up as you lift your leg. So keep the bone of the hip facing the floor. So as I reach my right leg back, my hip bone in the front of my pelvis is going to stay shining down on the floor. Now let's do one more each way. Nice and strong through the shoulders. And left knee comes down. Now we're going to do the same thing with the arms. So right arm's going to reach out, put it back down, left arm out, put it back down. We're just going to keep going side to side. I want you to, again, resist any shifting in the body. You'll feel a little bit of weight transfer into the knee of the arm that you're picking up. But again, you want to resist that shifting in your body. Make sure your spine is straight still. We're not dumping into the belly. And let's do two more each way, right, left, right, left. Now we're going to take our right arm and left leg. We're going to do it at the same time, reaching them out, pulling them in, and then alternating sides. So it's opposite arm and leg, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. We're still trying to keep our body very still, so the torso and the hips stay still as we create some length through the body by lifting opposite arm and leg. So nice gentle warm up through the shoulders. I know it's a little wristy, so make sure you're pressing into the knuckles of your hands. One more left arm out, right leg out. And we're going to go right arm, left leg. You're going to pause, anchor the shoulders down. Make sure your left hip bone is facing the floor. And we're going to create length in our body by lifting the arm and the leg for 10. Little pulses. 9, up to the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee down. Now left arm, right leg, reach it out, find your balance. Hip bone on the right side is going to stay facing the floor. Push your head back in space. And little lifts, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee down. We're going to take our right arm, left leg, reach them back. Now you're going to bring knee to elbow, kind of round the spine a little bit, and then stretch back out again. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, reach it out. We got 8 more. 7, 6, stay strong through that left shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee down. Left arm, right leg, we're going to reach it out, find your balance. Now left knee to right elbow, kind of rounding the spine a little bit, and then we're going to lengthen the spine to neutral as we reach the arm and leg away. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, reach it out. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee down, feet together, knees wide, and then just sit back, reaching your arms forward just to come off the wrist for a moment. You can rest the top of the forehead on the mat and just take a couple deep breaths in and out. We're going to come back up into our quadruped. Take your hands, walk them away 12 inches, 1 foot, and then we're going to bring our hips forward. When you bring your hips forward, we're trying to open up the hip joint. So this angle here is going to open. When you do that, you want to make sure your hands are right underneath your shoulders. We're gonna press into the right knee, keeping both knees on the mat. You're gonna pick your right hand up and touch your left shoulder. We're gonna put that hand down. You're gonna kind of switch and push into your left knee. Both knees stay down. Pick your left hand up, touch your right shoulder. Place that hand down. Now we're gonna go back and forth. And as we do this, I want you to resist a lot of shifting side to side in your body. You're also gonna resist the hip joint opening, so keep leaning into your arms. You'll start to feel some nice oblique work in this exercise. Shoulders stay down. Let's go 4 more each side. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now we're gonna go feet together, knees wide, and just press your hips back, resting the forehead on the mat. Again, deep breaths in and out. We're going to go ahead and come into a kneeling position for 100s. So bring the bottoms of your thumbs to the bottom of your hip joint, bottom of your rib cage rather. Take your thumbs and place them on the bones that stick out in front of the pelvis. Just dig around, try to find them. So when we're in a neutral spine, nice and flat, so I'm not arched like that, I'm not tucked under. We have usually about 6 inches here between those 2 bones, between that space. We're gonna try to keep that space the same, so we're gonna prep our 100s first. Legs hip width apart. I'm gonna come at a little angle. And then we're gonna kind of squeeze the knees inward, so you come into a better spot on your knees, and you feel a little bit of inner thigh work. Legs are still hip width apart. Now keeping this space the same, we're gonna lean back, and then press your shins into the floor to pull yourself back up. Again, lean back, so we're resisting this space opening or closing. If I go to the side, so my back is gonna stay totally straight. This joint stays open, just like the last exercise we did. Okay, let's do that one more time. All right, so we're gonna do our 100s here. A little bit more quad work, a little bit different feeling through our core. We're gonna be pumping our arms at our side, up and down. And when we inhale, we're going to lean back. As we exhale, you're gonna come back up just like the last exercise. So let's go ahead and begin. We're gonna lean back, start to pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, shoulders over knees. Inhale, lean, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lean, and up, 30. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 40. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 70. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80, almost there. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90, last 10. Out, 2, 3, 4, 100, and rest. We'll go feet together, knees wide, and then bring your arms to the side of your body, resting the top of your forehead on the mat, just to kind of round the back out after doing that. Couple deep breaths in and out. We're gonna restack our spine all the way up. Again, legs hip width apart. All right, hip joint open. We're gonna do kneeling squats. So we're gonna sit back towards the heels. I'm gonna turn to the side. Make sure you don't arch your back like that or be rounded. So again, nice neutral spine. So think about your sit bones going straight back towards your heels. And then as we come up, we're gonna press our arms behind us so that we really open up the hip joint. And let's do that again for 14. Inhale, exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, press. 3, a little bit of quad work. 2 more. 1 more. And come on to the hands and the knees. All right, we're gonna step our legs back into a full plank. Actively glide those shoulders down and go ahead and press back. A little bit of weight off the knees. Shoulders down, ribs down, abs engaged. Push your head back in space. All right, everybody, we're gonna come down onto our forearms and come back up into our plank. Here we go. 6, up, 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up. Remember what side you started on. 1. You're gonna reverse. 6, up, 5. So coming down on the opposite side. 4, 3. You can do it. Keep going. 2, up. 1 more, up. We're gonna pike our hips up. Start to pedal out your pike. Shoulders down, ribs down, sit bones lifted. Just breathe. Both heels down. We're gonna gently bring our knees down. Feet together, knees wide. Sit back in a flat back child's pose. Couple deep breaths in and out here as we let our heart rate return back to normal. One more time. And we're going to go ahead and come onto our left side. So we're going to lie down. Head resting on your left arm. Bottom knee bent. And we're going to create a little mouse house between the bottom waist and the mat. Just big enough for a little mouse to run through. Stacking shoulders and hips right on top of each other. So bottom hand can rest on the mat in front of you to act like a little kickstand. We're going to take our top leg and reach it straight out in alignment with our hip. Flex the foot. You're going to bend your knee into tabletop. Think about knee to elbow without collapsing your mouse house. We're going to point the toe and reach it back. Flex, pull it in. Inhale, reach it down. If you want, you can also do a little reach back with the leg if you want to open up the hip joint a little bit more. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep your mouse house and keep your torso and your hips still. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to bring that leg right in alignment with our hip. Flex the foot, lower it down, point the toe. Lift it only as high as you can keep your knee and foot looking forward. Flex, lower, point, lift. Reach through the heel as you lower, point the toes as you lift. So you're just lowering your leg as far as you're not going to lift your mouse house anymore. And then you're lifting your leg again as far as you can keep your knee and foot looking forward without collapsing your mouse house. We got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend both knees, stacking our feet and knees. Lift your feet without letting your top hip roll forward. We'll place our top hand on our hip to make sure that doesn't happen and keep that mouse house. Top knee is going to rotate up for 12 clam shells. 11, 10, squeeze those ladder rotators. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to lower the knee, lower the feet. Now take your top knee and foot, lift them hip width apart, and then together we're going to lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg down in front and punch it out. You can kind of make a fist and just punch around your greater trochanter, which is that bone that sticks out on the side of your hip. That's where all of our ladder rotators attach. We're going to take our hand back down in front. You're going to take your top leg and extend it, flexing your foot. Lift your mouse house. All right, everybody, here we go. Lift that whole leg. 10, 9, 8. You could do it. 7, 6, 5. Squeeze. 4. Squeeze. 3. Squeeze. 2. Squeeze. 1. Bend the knee. Punch it out again. Woo. We're going to stack our knees and feet again. And then use your top hand and your bottom hand to kind of press yourself up. So top hand is gonna stay here. We're gonna take our bottom arm and just give us a little hug. So kind of wrap it around your body. So it's the top arm, the one that's in front, it's kind of crossed over. You're gonna bend the elbow and 10 tricep presses. 9, push, 8, 7, 6, you're gonna feel it right here. 5, 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Bottom hand comes down. We're gonna swing our legs to the other side and let's lie all the way down, resting our head on our right arm. Knees bent, find your mouse house. Shoulders and hips stacked right on top of each other. Top hand in front to act like a little kickstand. Top leg, we're gonna reach it down in alignment with the hip. Flex the foot, pull your knee towards your elbow without collapsing your mouse house. Point the toe, reach it straight down, or you can add that little reach back. Flex, pull it in, point, reach it back. Exhale, flex. Inhale, reach. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, no movement in the torso or the pelvis. 2 more. 1 more. Now we're going to take that leg, we're going to flex it in alignment with the hip, lower it only as far as you're not going to lift your mouse house anymore. Point the toe, lift the leg without collapsing your mouse house, toes and knees stay looking forward. Flex, lower, exhale, point, lift, inhale. Really reach it away so nothing moves in the hip, just the hip joint, just the leg. 4 more times. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. 2. 1 more time. We're going to bend the knee, bring your knees and feet together. Keep your mouse house, lift your feet. Take your top hand on your hip to make sure this hip doesn't roll forward or back. Top knee is going to rotate for 12 clam shells. 11, squeeze, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep squeezing, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to lower the knee, lower the feet. Now top leg, foot and knee together. We're going to lift it hip width, and then they both lift together for 10. 9, squeeze, 8, 7, 6, you could do it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knee down, make a little fist, and punch out around your greater trochanter. A lot of work in the lateral rotators and the abductors. Bring your hand down in front. We're going to extend our top leg, flex the foot. Now really lift your mouse house, all right? You want to make sure you don't collapse. Hips are still stacked. Take that top leg, let's lift. 10, 9, 8, use those exhales. 7, you could do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, punch it out. 1 more time. Ooh, a lot of work in the hips. So let's go ahead and push ourselves up. Take your bottom hand, you're gonna give yourself a little hug. Spread the fingers wide, press into the knuckles of your hand. You're gonna bend your front elbow and press up for 10. Tricep presses, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Ooh, we're gonna come up into a quadruped. Knees wide, feet together. Sit back towards your heels for a moment. Just let your hips release. Couple deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to restack our spine nice and slow. Tail to head. Then you're going to bring your legs together and we're going to hinge back down over the legs, resting our head on the floor. And we're going to take our arms, you're going to walk them over to your left and shift your hips to the right. And we're just going to hold this nice deep stretch through our right side You should feel a stretch also in the right hip in the muscles we were just working. Couple more deep breaths in and out. Now we're going to walk our hands over to our right, and we're going to let our hips shift to our left. So again, you should be feeling a stretch in the left side body and also the muscles in the left hip that we were just working. Deep breaths in and out. We're going to come to center, and then very slowly we're going to restack our spine again, tail to head. All right, everybody, we're going to come into a kneeling position. Move back a little bit. We're going to bring our arms out to the side, and you're going to shift your weight into your left knee. As you do that, send your right leg out, and we're going to come down onto the left hand. Good. Pause here for a moment. Deep breaths in, pull the bottom shoulder back, and then see if you can lift your top leg. We're going to bring our top hand behind the head at the base of the skull. You're going to flex your foot, swing it forward, pulse 2 times. 1, 2, inhale, reach it back. Just 5 more. So side kicks kneeling. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. We're going to bend the knee, reach your top arm up, slowly start to come up. As we shift our weight into our right knee, we're going to slowly tip over to the side, coming down onto the right hand. Your left leg goes out. Pause for a moment, push the hips forward, both shoulders back. Bend your top elbow, bring your hand behind your head. Make sure you're not opened up to the ceiling. You want to be facing straight ahead. Top leg, see if you can lift it. Now flex the foot, kick it forward 2 times. 1, 2, inhale, reach it away. Exhale, exhale, inhale. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Suzanne and Brian, can you guys mute yourself, please? Reach the top arm up. Not sure how you came unmuted. And then rest. We're going to come down onto the side of our right hip. Thanks, you guys. Just so we don't hear everybody breathing. We're going to lift through the bottom ribs. Bottom knee is going to be on the mat. Press your forearm down into the mat, and you're going to bring your hips up. My bottom knee is down. This shoulder's back. Make sure it doesn't roll forward, and you're feeling that work right through here. Now we're going to take our top arm. We're going to reach it overhead. Lift your top knee, or lift your top leg. Now we're going to bring knee to elbow. You could turn out, and then we're going to reach out again. 10. Exhale, inhale, 9. 8. Stay strong through that bottom shoulder and bottom leg. 7. 6. 5. Keep going. 4. 3. 2. 1. We're going to slowly lower down. Give yourself a little breather. We're going to extend our top leg and then lift the hips again. Top arm's going to reach up. Think about this hip going up. 2, 3, 4. Now as you come up, lift your leg. 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze. 9. Bottom hip. 1 more. 10. And come on down. We're going to separate the legs into merman or mermaid and then take a side bend up and over. Just stretch that out for a moment. Rotate down towards the legs. Let your hand come down onto the floor or the knee. Let the weight of your head take you down. We're going to open back up as you lift that top arm overhead. Now we'll come all the way up. We're going to swing our legs around to do the other side. So bottom knee bent. You can have your top leg out to begin. This elbow is right underneath the shoulder, and then pull the shoulder back. top hand on our hip. Sorry, I think I started with it up, so we'll reach it up. And then when you're ready, you're gonna press your bottom knee into the floor to lift the hip. So try not to be way up here. Make sure you just want a nice straight line. So you're not pushing all the way up. We want our spine to be straight, not curved. All right, you guys, from here, we're gonna lift our top leg. You could turn it out, and then we're gonna go knee to elbow. As you reach your leg out, your arm goes overhead. Think bicep by your ear. Here we go. 9, 8, 7. Body stays totally still except the arm and the leg. 5. You don't have to touch your knee to your elbow. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend the knees, come all the way down, take a little break just to come off the shoulder. Keep this shoulder back, and when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and extend our top leg. Top arm reaches up and lift those hips again. Top leg lifts. Think about this hip going up. Here we go. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your leg with it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to come down, come up into your mermaid or merman, and then we're going to take our top leg or top arm up and over. Nice big side bend. Stretch out all that work. Rotate down, let your hand come down onto your knee or the floor, and just let the weight of your head take you down. Big stretch in the right hip, and maybe you might even feel a little stretch into your low back. See if you could just rotate back into your side bend, opening up that top arm. Try not to bend your elbow, really stretch through it, and then we'll come all the way up. And we're going to come to a seated position with our legs straight out in front. Not straight out, but bent in front. Feet flat on the mat. If it's more comfortable for you to flex your feet, that's fine too. We're going to sit up nice and tall and into the sit bones and take your arms, lift them up so your ears or biceps are by your ears again. And then we're going to flex our spine up and over the legs. So you're still on your sit bones. All we're doing is drawing the ribs down towards the hips. Shoulders actively drawn down your back. Now we're going to work our abs. So as we hinge back from our hip, we're going to keep our arms by our biceps by our ears. You're going to keep that curl through your spine. Exhale, dive forward. 10, inhale back. Exhale forward. 9. Everyone's going to go back a different distance. So our goal is to keep our C curve. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. Keep those arms up. It'll give you more of a challenge. 2 more. Abs, abs, abs. 1 more. When you feel your sit bones, you're going to restack your spine right on top of them, tail to head. Head's the last thing to lift. Your arms will be reaching straight out in front. Now we're going to find our C curve, but in this position, we're going to find it from our neutral spine. So leading back with the pubic bone, you're going to roll back to that same position, but we're going to keep our arms down. Bottom of the ribs to the hips. Now anchor those shoulders down to your hips. Keep this position. We're going to circle our arms for 4. Remember, we never want our arms to go behind our body, so you're going to keep your arms slightly in front of you when you open them to the side. Reverse, as your arms go out to the side and up, you're going to feel that deepened work through your core. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to dive over the legs, just like our first exercise. When you feel your sit bones, restack your spine tail to head, and your arms will end up reaching out in front. Let's do that one more set. Exhale, scoop and roll back. So lead back with the pubic bone. You're thinking hip bones to the bottom of the ribs. Now anchor the shoulders down. Let's circle those arms. 4, 3. Keep curling through your spine. 2, shoulders down. 1, legs relaxed. Reverse. 4, 3, 2. Lots of ab work. One more time. Dive over, exhale. When you feel your sit bones, restack your spine, tail to head. Now we're going to extend our legs down. You can open them as wide as your mat. Try to find the sharpest points of the sits bones. If you can get a little gripping in your hips, and your hip flexors and your hamstrings are a little tight, you can bend the knees a little bit here. Now we're going to scoop and roll back, and there's going to be a spot where your body wants to collapse onto the floor. Right before it collapses, I want you to hold 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to relax your legs as best you can. 3, 2, 1. We're going to roll all the way down onto the floor. Take an inhale, reach those arms overhead. Couple deep breaths in and out. Now we're going to roll up, but there's the spot where you get stuck, and I want you to stop where you get stuck. So don't use momentum to come up past that. Just stop where you get stuck. Arms float down or float up and then down to your feet. Draw chin and chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat, lengthen your tailbone to the heels, and it's usually about right here where we get stuck. And we're going to hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, belly in, 3, 2, dive all the way forward. Exhale. Flex your feet. Take a stretch forward. You can move your glutes out of the way. And we'll just breathe here for a moment. Now we're going to restack our spine. Again, if your hip flexors are gripping, you're tight in the hamstrings, just bend the knees a little bit. We're going to do that again. So we're going to scoop and roll back to the spot where right when your body wants to collapse, you're going to pause. Now from here, we're going to curl deeper. 10, little pulses. 9, exhale. 8, exhale. 7, try to keep it in your core. 6, 5, curl deeper, shoulders down. 4, you can do it. 3, 2 more. 2, 1 more. We're going to roll all the way down, nice and easy. Ooh, we're going to take a moment here. Arms overhead, just pause, couple deep breaths in and out. Just allow your abdominals to recover a little bit. And then we're going to do one more here. Arms float up and then down towards your hips. Draw chin and chest, curl up, lengthen your tailbone to the heels. You're going to stop where you would get stuck. It's usually where your imprint is. Now let's curl. 10, exhale. 9, see if you can pick your imprint up. 8, 7, 6, exhale. 4 more. We're going to roll all the way up. Exhale. Flex the feet, big stretch forward. You can move your glutes out of the way. Woo, and just take a little breather here. We're going to restack our spine all the way back up. Now we're going to practice earthquakes. The reason they're called that is because your body's going to start to quake like an earthquake. So just allow that to happen. We're going to play around with different positions in our arms. I'll come to an angle so you can kind of see my arms. Nice and tall through your spine. We're going to start with our arms straight out in front like you're hugging a big beach ball. Shoulders down. We're going to keep our back flat for these. So think about leading with your heart. I'm going to keep this lifted. We're just going to lean back. So if I turn to the side, my back is flat. Okay, I'm not arched like that, and I'm not rounded like the last exercise. So I'm just going to lean. You're only going to lean back as far as you can keep your heart lifted and your legs on the floor. And we're going to hold 10, 9, 8, get taller, 7, 6, you're to the back of the sit bones, 4, 3, 2, left arm up, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, your body's going to start to shake, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch arms, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, let that shake happen, 2, 1, dive forward, right into your stretch again. Take a little breather, you can move your glutes out of the way. Slowly restack the spine. Back nice and flat, arms out in front again, shoulders down, and we're gonna lean back. We're gonna take our arms out to the side like you're hugging a big teddy bear. Lift the heart, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, arms up, 10, 9, let your body shake, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come all the way forward. Big stretch, moving the glutes out of the way if you need to. Breathe. We're going to repeat that last one more time, but let's take another few moments to stretch. And then we're going to restack our spine. And let's prepare shoulders down, arms out in front, spine is lifted. And here we go. We're going to lean back only as far as you can keep your heart lifted and your legs down. Open those arms, hug that big teddy bear. 10, 9, lift higher. 8, 7, 6, lift your heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, arms out. No, here we go. 10, 9, 8, lift your heart. 7, 6, let your body shake. 4, 3, 2, earthquake, and eye forward. Move the glutes out of the way. Take that nice stretch. Deep breaths in and out. Restacking the spine. And it's time for hip twist. So we're going to do a hip twist on our elbows. Pull the shoulders back. If you're tight in the shoulders and the pecs, you're probably going to feel a little stretch there. Keep your back flat like the last exercise. We want to resist that happening, right? More than likely you're not going to arch, but you want to resist that too. So just nice and tall through the spine, nice and flat and neutral. We're going to pull those shoulder blades back, press your elbows into the floor, and bring your legs up to tabletop. Take your legs high without letting your spine sink to the floor. Keep your legs the same distance. We're going to shift our legs to the left. Your right hip comes off. Do a big circle down. As you go to the other side, your left hip comes off, and then come back to center. And then to the right, inhale. Exhale. To the left, inhale. Exhale. So we're just twisting from the waist down. Inhale. Exhale. And again to the left. Lift your heart higher when your legs come up so you don't sink to the floor. And again, one more each way, left and then right. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale. Exhale. We're going to bend the knees and just see if you can kind of gently move your elbows out of the way to roll onto your back. Hug your knees in, give yourself a little break. Let's find imprint, bring our legs to tabletop for double leg stretch. Draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Your gaze is going to be at your navel. Anchor those shoulders down. Our goal is to keep our curl, so shoulder blades off the mat, and keep your imprint. On our inhale, we're going to send our legs out and our arms overhead. Keep your arms in front of you. Exhale, circle as you pull your knees back in for 8. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in 7. And 6. And 5. Deepen your imprint as your legs go out. 4. So we're pressing that low back onto the mat. 3. 2 more times. 1 more time. And rest. Roll the head side to side to release any tension in your neck. Deep breaths in and out. Place your hands and place them behind the head at the base of the skull. Allow the weight of your head to rest in your hands. Imprint, find tabletop with your legs again. We're going to curl up and rotate towards the left knee. As you do that, extend your right leg. Now you're going to anchor into the right hip because that's the leg that's out. As you switch, you're going to rotate to the right knee and you're going to anchor into your left hip because that's the leg that's going out. We're going to switch again slow. Your hips should feel like they're cemented to the floor. Slow. Now real quick, make sure you're not looking down like that because then I just want to tip over. So I'm kind of looking up but past my leg. And let's go ahead and pick up our pace. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, stretch those legs. 2, stretch those legs. 1, and rest. Roll the body side to side, deep breaths in and out. So just hitting those obliques a little bit. Let's roll to the side. We'll push ourselves up for a little bit more oblique work. Yay. So we're going to place our feet flat on the mat, legs hip width apart. You're going to latch your fingers together like so. Bring your hands right in front of your breastbone. Now we're going to scoop and roll back and find our C curve. So again, we're thinking bottom of the ribs to the hips. And we're going to keep even weight on our hips. We're going to rotate to one side. You can touch the elbow to the mat as long as you don't tip to the side. And then we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to keep switching for another 7, 6, 5. So now no movement in the hips or the legs. You're rotating from the waist up. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to dive over the legs. Whew. Deep breath in and out. Restack the spine. So everybody should be feeling that work right in here, right in those obliques, external and then also internal underneath. So we're going to repeat that one more time for a set of 8 each way, so 16 total. I'll give you a harder option if you'd like. If you don't want the harder option, just keep your feet on the mat. We're going to lace our fingers together, scoop and roll back. Harder option, you're going to bring your legs to tabletop, find a balance. And here we go. 8, 7, when your legs are in tabletop, same thing goes. No movement in the hips or the legs. 5, 4, 3, keep it going. 2, breathe through that burn. 1, bottoms of the feet together, butterfly stretch. Deep breaths in and out. Just allow the hips to release a little bit here. We're going to cross our ankles and roll over the feet and the knees. You could do this next exercise on your forearms if you don't want to be on your hands. Shoulders down, we're going to step into a plank, legs together. All right, flexing the feet, anchoring the shoulders down, lifting through the abdominals. You're going to point the toes to rock forward on your hands or elbows, and then flex the feet to rock back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. As you go forward, think about lifting your heart so you don't round your spine too much. 5 more. 5. Ankles stay together as you point. 4. And as you flex. 3. 2. Push your head back in space. 1 more time. Gently bring your knees down. And yes, that is my ankle snap, crackling, and popping. Sit back towards your heels if you heard it. Couple deep breaths in and out. And restack your spine. All right, get your thinking caps on. We're going to do a little coordination challenge. Not that anything else we did is less coordinating, but this one, a little strange sometimes. Spread the fingers wide, shoulders down. We're going to come back up into that same position. Again, you could do this on your forearms. We're going to pick our right foot up and point the toe. The left foot is flexed. Now you're going to rock forward with your left foot by pointing the toes. At the same time, you're going to flex your right foot. And then as you flex your left foot, you're going to point your right. Inhale, exhale. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Flex the left foot, put the right foot down. You're going to press into the right heel, point the left toes, pick up the foot. Now as you point the right foot, flex your left foot. And as you point the right foot, as you point your left foot, flex your right. So your feet are doing 2 different movements. 3 more. 3, 2, woo, 1 more time. Lots of core work. Gently bring your knees down, knees wide, feet together, and sit back into a nice little flat back child's pose, resting your forehead on the floor. Let's just be here for a moment. Let your heart rate recover a little bit. Deep breathing in and out. So just kind of challenging our brain a little bit in that one. If you messed up, who cares? Just keep moving. 1 more deep breath in and out together. And we're going to slowly restack our spine. All right, we're going to start to kind of cool down a little bit for the next remaining 10 minutes. So let's come back into our quadruped position. You're going to step your left foot between your hands. And then we're going to hinge down, or not hinge down, but kind of sink down into the front of your right hip. So you get this really nice hip flexor stretch on the right. Come up on your fingertips, lift your heart up a little bit. Just let that hip flexor open up. If you feel like it's too deep, back off. We don't want to overstretch and injure ourselves. Push your front heel into the floor so you feel a little bit of hamstring work on your left leg. And we're going to bring our hands onto our knee just to open up that right side of the body a little bit more. Now zip up your abdominals. So if you imagine a zipper from your pubic bone to your belly button, you're going to zip that up. See if you can push the top of your front back foot into the floor and pick the knee up. So we're just activating the quad. Gently bring it down. Same arm as leg that's back. We're going to lift it high, do a gentle back bend. Bring the arm down in front of you. You're going to rotate to your back leg. Big circle up and around. Bring that hand to the outside of your left knee. Left arm reaches forward, rotate away. Deep breath in and out. We're going to circle that hand up, back around, cartwheel the hands onto the ground, and then extend your front leg for a little hamstring stretch. I want you to pull your left hip back a little bit, because usually when we extend the leg, our hips are shifted. So think about that right hip coming forward and your left hip pulling back so you're more square. And then see if you can kind of round the back a little bit. And then you're going to go the other way and arch your back, and then you're going to hold the arch. And you'll feel that deepened stretch in the back of your leg. Try to keep the knee straight. Make sure you don't push on your knee joint. If you're going to help yourself, you can push onto your thigh. Flex the foot. Nice big stretch in our calf. Keep pulling that left hip back. We're just going to pull our left leg back and go into our quadruped again. Peel the right arm up, rotating up. And then we're going to thread the needle. Bring that hand down under the left arm and slowly bending your left elbow. Let the side of your shoulder and your head rest on the floor. And then even out the weight in your knees. Big twist through our spine. And you'll feel a nice opening in the right shoulder blade. Relax any tension in the neck, shoulders, and face. Just a few more moments here. Start to use your left hand to push into the floor. We're just going to come back up. No counter twist, because we'll do it as we do the other side. And then we're going to peel the left arm up. Big twist up. Both shoulders back. And then thread your needle, coming down onto the side of your left part of the head and left shoulder. Even out the weight in your knees, and then relax any tension in your neck, shoulders, and face. Deep twist and a nice deep stretch in our rhomboids. One more deep breath in and out together. We're going to pick ourselves up using that right arm and then bring that left hand back onto the floor. In your quadruped, now we're going to take our right foot forward and then now sink down into the front of your left hip. Again, if it feels too deep, just back off a little bit. When you're ready, come up onto your fingertips and lift your heart. Deep breaths in and out here. Start to push your right heel into the ground so that you feel some work in your hamstring. And you're going to slowly pick yourself up. Bring your hands onto the knee. So again, we're just opening up that left side in front of the body, shoulders down. Stay here if you want. You can try this. Press the foot into the floor. And very gently, you're going to pick your knee up. So all we're doing is contracting our quad. Gently bring it back down. We're going to bring the hands onto the floor and straighten your front leg. Pull the right hip back so your hips are square. Round the spine, and then extend the spine and hold. Big, deep stretch in our hamstring. Try to make sure your foot's not sickling, so get that big ball the toe on the floor, and then we'll flex our foot. Come back into your hip flexor stretch, bringing your hands onto your knee. Same arm as leg that's back. We're going to lift it high at our little back bend. Hand comes down in front of you. You're going to rotate to your back leg. Circle the arm up to come forward. Bring that hand the outside of your knee. Right arm forward and rotate away. Circle the hand up. Bring your hands onto the floor. We're going to slide our right foot back into our quadruped. Peel the left arm up. Rotate. And then we're going to thread our needle on both sides one more time. Let's come down onto the side of the head, inside of the shoulder, even out the weight in your knees, and just deep breaths in and out. Big twist through our spine. Nice stretch in our rhomboids. We're going to start to pick ourselves up by pushing our right hand into the floor and just bring that left hand back down. And let's do the same thing on the right. Peel the right arm up, big twist up, and then thread your needle. Come down onto the side of the shoulder and the side of the head. Even out the weight in your knees. And just a few deep breaths in and out here. Start to pick yourself up by pushing your left hand to the floor. Bring your hands back onto the mat. We're going to step our left foot forward. Sink down into your hip flexor stretch and bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Do a semicircle up with your right arm, reaching to your back foot. Stay here or see if you can bend your back knee and grab your foot. We'll just give our quad a little stretch out. Deep breath in, the shoulder pulled back. If you have your foot, slowly release it onto the floor. Semicircle back down. Open up your hands again, and we're going to switch sides. So sink down into your hip flexor stretch first. Then we're going to bring our right hand to the inside of the right foot. Semicircle up with your left arm, both shoulders back. Stay here, or see if you can bend your knee and grab your foot. Quad stretch. If you have your foot, gently release it. Bring that hand back down, a little cartwheel or a little circle down. Open up the hands, and we're going to slide that leg back. And we're going to come into a seated position with the right leg in front. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and place our right hand right below the knee on the thigh. You're going to place your left hand at your hip on the floor. You're going to rotate away from your right leg, and then you're going to push it away as you hinge down over your left leg. You could do a little pulse. Keep your heart lifted as you do your pulse. And then we're going to hold, and you should feel this very deep stretch in your low back and deep into your hip on the right. So just stretching out our iliopsoas. Slowly come up. We're going to switch which leg is in front. Below your knee joint, so on your thigh, you're going to place your left hand. Right hand is going to go at your hip on the floor. Push the leg away, rotate away from it, and then hinge down. So a nice flat back as you hinge down. You're thinking chest to knee. And then we'll add our little pulses. And then you're gonna hold, and again, just very deep stretch in the hip, and you'll probably feel a wonderful stretch in your low back also. If it feels too deep, just back off a little bit. Go ahead and come up to seated, and we'll rest our hands on our knees, close our eyes for a moment, find the sharpest points of the sits bones. Melt the ribs down. Relax any tension in your shoulders, neck, face. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And bring your awareness into your body. Become aware of any changes that you feel after class today. Keeping our eyes closed, we're going to do a deep breath in together. As you exhale, make a noise. Let's do that again. Deep breath in together. As you exhale, let it out, make a noise. Let your breath return to normal. Little smile, and you can open your eyes. Thank you everybody so much for joining class today. If you watched it and you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful Wednesday.